Sabor Astrology with T and Shay, a podcast for the soul. Today, we'll be talking about how to balance life in alignment with the current cosmic energies. And without further ado, I would love to pass la taza to T for the transits of this week. Welcome, T. So nice to see you.
Good to see
and
you,
everyone
Shay,
else.
and everyone else. Yeah, welcome to
Yes.
our podcast. And yeah, I have my cup. I know I'm like so hokey, but I do drink tea while I'm doing this, and I want to let
I
you
have
know that.
mine too today.
Okay, great. I'm
So,
still with the Christmas cup, so so the transits this week, we will begin with from July 12th to the 19th, our Sun in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries, which happens from July 11th to July 13th. And that to me is a couple of days of dealing with tender ouches. Something that you might have hoped for or something that you depended on may not be coming forward, and you're like, hey, wait a second, I thought this was happening and it's not here yet. Give time. Sometimes we have to heal the old before we get into the new. Even if we think we've healed it, we may not have. There may be things that pop up in our thoughts and our emotions that have to deal with when we were child. It could be even things from a past life that we have brought into this lifetime for healing. So what I just want to say is be gentle with yourself. Don't set limits on your healing process because they come and they go, right? What I think I've healed this layer, and then suddenly that onion, like it's the layers of the onion, there's another one that I have to peel off. So it's a worthy process because you are worthy. I just need to say that out loud. And then, we come to a place where we can help others out. So that's what we do. And if we're not ready to help others out today, that's okay too.
Yes, it's like uncovering the hidden parts of the self. It's like you're opening up a shower curtain and getting in, diving into your tub and turning on that shower and purifying with the element of water here, because we're talking about the self. And when we're in the shower, we're like the most vulnerable, right? We're naked, our body, we are who we are there. And we're able to be there to purify, right? To cleanse ourselves, emotions internally and also physically. And it's seeing a fresh start and a fresh path when we connect to our wounds and rehash them and work them step by step. There's also a lot of spiritual growth here available to all of us in this challenge. And at the end, again, we're going to see some light, some prospects here, some growth with this transit from July 11th to the 13th.
You brought to mind I have a friend that she goes out the back door and she yells out to the universe when she needs to get an answer, and we all do it differently, but I think that that's so dramatic. And if we don't know what our spiritual path is, if we don't know where we're going to go next, connect with the universe, ask, they will tell you, they will give you the message. The next transit that we're working with is Sun in Cancer, sextiling Uranus and Taurus, and that's from the 13th to the 15th. And that's a time where some light is going to be shined on matters that may be unexpected, and it may touch your toddler self. You may not want it, so you may be rebellious, you may foot stomp, the ego is right up in our faces. What does a toddler do, right? This is what I want. This is how I want to see it. And, it's not like that. But think about Taurian sure-footedness, steadfastness, and, using that to look at what we no longer want to keep with us. This is all going on at the same time as, just right after the Sun in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries. So what's no longer walking for you? What paths do you need to walk on? How will you prosper? Maybe in unexpected ways. Remember that prosperity comes in different ways. We can't measure it. We can't weigh it. I'd like to see, $1 million in my bank account, but there's other things that are prosperous for me. Remember that, prosperity, that all the goodness that comes from the universe may not be measured in a quantitative sense, but more of a qualitative sense.
Yeah, and with this transit, this is an opportunity for us collectively to reinvent the self, right? We have this aspect of unveiling ourselves and who we want. We might physically want to change something or find something that we really enjoy and love. This is a good time, today's period to start again, right? We're in this another cycle, and this time we're going to do it with a lot of excitement. I see excitement happening, moods being lifted, spirits being lifted as well, that will catapult us into some type of path. And it could be any kind. It could be a spiritual, it could be a career path, it could be a personal path, a creative path. And that's open for us during these 2 days. I got the image, the Mario Kart, when they go into the booster course and it like shoots them to the other side of the course. This transit gave me a mental picture of like us zooming through to the next course, finding some excitement in the new things, pushing the start button again and doing it in a fresh way and grounding through that as well and learning. And I think that's going to be a beautiful time for us to also sit and listen, using that Taurus aspect to listen and ground.
Next one is Sun in Cancer, trines Neptune in Pisces, and that's July 19th. And this is a good time, an excellent time to explore the spiritual realms, to explore the mystical paths that are usually hidden. And that doesn't mean you have to make travel plans to go to Stonehenge or anything like that, because, World of Mysteries is available for you. It's within you. And I've talked before about, scrying, that is a good way, right? With the Neptune and Pisces, is to scry water, make friends with the water spirits. Many of us take showers and we get all sorts of messages when we're in the shower, right? Because that's where the water spirits talk to us. When you make friends with the water spirits, write a little poem for them, put some petals in a bowl for them, some floral petals, or, in a vase, in a bowl. Listen for them. I think the first time that I realized that I was talking to water spirits, I was underwater and I heard bells. I heard these very tinkly, wonderful, wonderful bells. And I had to believe it. The other thing I was thinking about before we came in today was that so many times I have had experiences, as I developed my intuitive self, and I told someone and they were like, oh, no, that's not that. That was this. They brought their, pragmatism in, they brought their practicality in. And so I'm encouraging you all, if you think something, if you feel something, like honor that about you. Sometimes in this society, even though we're not there, clearly we're not there and you're not, because you're sitting here listening to us, honor that about yourself and don't just like say, oh no, that can't be. It could be. So if you hear those bells in water, that's what it is. Okay.
I love the sound of bells. Bells awakens, right? It awakens things. It brings you back. It brings your attention back. So that's such a beautiful like imagery of the bells. With this transit, there's also this aspect of vision, sharing the vision, right? With the Neptune and Pisces and the ego, like the self, sharing that vision. I see here for us not to edit or split the clips of our vision, meaning don't have to fine tune it, kind of let it flow, see where it goes. It doesn't have to be set in stone. It doesn't have to have like a foundation yet. It can look however you like. And a vision doesn't have to be like 5-year vision or something too serious. It could be play. It could be fun as well, because this trine it has some aspect of harmony and fluidity that we can enjoy. And even for people that feel like they don't have a vision or can't seem to see it at this moment, just flow with the waters. Like T had mentioned, the shower, the water, the bells. Flow with the waters and feel what comes through. And that could be anything that is for your highest good and for your highest well-being. Such a watery aspect, such a connection to the soul that is necessary during this time.
Thank you. So then we come to Mercury in Leo sextiling Ceres in Libra, reminding that Ceres is an asteroid, and We think about her as Demeter. We also think about her as the nurturer, the one who brings food to our tables, and all those many stages, you know, of working with the earth. Oh yes, I should tell you, I'm hearing to tell you about one of my teachers, Oshana. She taught us how to say grace, and our prayers were blessing the food before we eat it, but to thank everyone who has come in contact with your food. So it's not just thanking God because you have food on the, you know, in your plate in front of you, but it's also thanking the person who bent down to sow those seeds. It's about thanking the person who has, you know, has harvested. It's about the one who put it in the crate. It's about the one who put it in the truck, who got it to the supermarket, who got it into your house. It's thanking yourself for bringing it from the supermarket, or for working, or for whatever you did in order to put that plate on your table. So a lot of thanks go in there. And I don't know why she just popped into my head, and she's like, tell them about the prayer. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, Mercury and Leo sextiling Ceres and Libra. It's a time where, you know, Ceres and Libra promotes cooperation, egalitarian relationships. It's all about nurturing trustworthiness, having positivity in your relationships. Important with Leo here and Mercury, speak your truths, but to do so from the heart, with compassion, with grace, but speak your truth. I was thinking the when I was preparing for this, that the image of the lion and the lioness are regal, right? Leo, and they look out for their pride when their pride, right? Their family, when they're living or traveling in community. So, you know, think about that for yourself in the collective. How do you bring your communications to the collective, to the bigger, whether it's writing, whether it's how you walk in the world? How do you do that in the wisest ways, and that you can do that with pride? There's nothing wrong with, you know, pride, 7 deadly sins and so forth and so on. It could be a good thing.
Beautiful. And with this transit, it gives an opportunity to plan something, plan an event, celebrate with good aesthetics and creativeness in our life. I'm seeing us with this transit opening up to our loved ones a lot more, coming from the Anahata, which is the heart chakra, and really bringing in a space of good vibrations and joy for others. So I feel like some of us might either be planning some type of collective work or celebration, or even group that feels like a sanctuary for many. Even this space here, as you're listening to Sabor Astrology, can become also that sanctuary for a lot of us. And I'm also getting with this transit to remember, as we're nurturing, not to forget to take care of the self and not to burn out, and get support from others, because Ceres, she wants to nurture, but she also likes support. She also likes to have, you know, her resources well distributed, and where there's balance as well, being in Libra. So there is a balance here for us to consider as we're creating spaces for people. And it connects so much also with the previous transit that we just spoke about, because Ceres is giving us an opportunity for our vision to bring in some type of resources, or even like flows of ideas that are diplomatic, that are aesthetic, that bring in flow, that bring in goodness to who we are. And we have to work with these transits in a way that it's about flowing with the waters, having no expectations, having your boundaries, of course, but knowing that it doesn't have to all be like hard all the time. They can come down when they need to, and allow this opportunity, because a sextile is an opportunity to create space or to be part of a space where joy and fun can happen. And it's all from the heart as well.
That's great. I get the image of a nice big dinner, you know, sitting around the table with people that you love, the
Mm,
foods that you love, nurturing, giving, and also receiving. That was beautiful.
yes.
So then we'll talk about Mercury and Leo squaring Jupiter and Taurus, and that's from July 15th to the 16th. Um, you know, put your communications out there. I saw, that t-shirt the other day that we see a lot, make those drums talk, whatever way it is that you're communicating, get your point across in ways that are beneficial to the mother, to the earth mother, whether it be in storytelling, writing, drumming, whatever art media you choose. Identify who you are, know what message it is that you bring to the earth, because we all bring different messages. We are all individuals, right? So that although our messages change, it's like, who am I as Teresa Varela on this planet right now? Who is Shayla, right? Who is she right now? And honoring what she was meant to do in this lifetime on this earth. So these energies are really expansive. Mercury, Leo, Jupiter, Taurus, they combine for this power, this period in power in this period of time. If you hesitate, it's okay. It's okay. I just had that thought. If you hesitate, that's okay. Because then maybe tomorrow you'll be ready to give your message. Sound it out with someone else. Write it down before you feel like you're ready to give it out into the world. But just practice, right? You are who you practice to be.
Beautiful. I love that, T. And with this transit, with Jupiter, anytime Jupiter's in any type of contact, especially here with it being in square to Mercury, is never too detrimental. It's never too bad. With this transit, I got this feeling of people feeling super zealous, and feeling like there's possibilities everywhere, right? Because the Jupiterian energy being in Taurus, like it is fixed, but it's also like, what can I build? What can I like have physically around me? There's that feeling of abundance. For us to be mindful of how we are spending or sharing our resources at this time as well, and how we're flirting. Because though there's like this square, Jupiter's there in Taurus with this with Mercury and Leo, we might want to be more flirtatious or feel we want to develop a relationship with people, but being mindful of it as you're also open. It's like a short period of time, and it could end up being like more short term than long term. But the opportunities to see relationships in different lights here as well can be helpful.
It's great. So welcome Taurus in, right? They're not a party pooper. Welcome them in. They'll bring some grounding there.
They'll ground. Yes, definitely. Taurus, they're connected to Venus. So there's this aspect of wanting to love, wanting to be love. It's so much like Ceres in one way, right? Demeter. It's Taurus is willing to be open wholeheartedly, but they're also very practical, where they're like, okay, I'm not going to deviate too much. Like, I'm going to believe Mercury, but then I'm also going to have like practicality here when it comes to like flirting or whatever it is, right? That comes up for us. I love my Taurus.
So the last one that we're going to talk about today is Venus in Leo conjuncting Mars in Leo.
Yes.
Whoa. 7/12 to the 14th. For some of you, it might be a little uncomfortable. You might shift in your seat, but it is lovely. It is when the feminine and the masculine merge. It is when there's the yin and the yang. And that is however you identify gender-wise. We all have our masculine, we all have our feminine traits. It's all about bringing harmony. It's all about bringing balance. That yin yang is, as we've said, there's a dynamic equilibrium here, if you allow it to be, if you can envision it as being something that is sitting together on the couch, right? one's not above, not one's not below. I think about, I had a manager one time who used to sit on on her desk, and I would be sitting in the chair and she'd be talking down to me. That is not Mars and Venus conjunct. That is not. So think about your positioning, think about your placement, and I think it can be a very beautiful time. Shay.
Oh yeah, it's flare everywhere. Let's be our it's that yin and yang, the feminine, the masculine. And all I have to say is power to all of us in that transit, right? Those 2 days. And again, as I was preparing, I received Flashing Lights by Kanye West came up, that song. So if you want to listen to that song when this transit happens, go ahead, because that's gonna bring us in. That's why I could see light and yeah, and like a runway for us, right? With these two energies coming together in its full power and connecting us to the balance of the feminine and the masculine, which I think is so beautiful for all of us. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Sabor Astrology, episode number 9. Remember, you can always leave a comment below. Get to know us more down below in the description box. Follow us on Instagram, on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. It's important, so you can keep tabs on us as we release weekly transits. And on July 28th, I will be offering tarot readings in an event where we're going to have a plant sale, free ear seeds treatments, and tarot as well. So I'm going to put the information down below. If you have any questions, everything is going to be there, and you can always reach out to us as well. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Excellent. Thank you. That sounds great. So as always, con mucho, mucho sabor. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Sabor Astrology with T and Shay. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.